Hey, what's up everyone, and welcome to Titans Tube. I am your host, Caleb.
And I am your other host, Justin. So what we're going to do is bring you guys a YouTube series and covering all things Titans related. It's the off season right now, so obviously we're going to be doing some draft coverage, free agency coverage.
But once the season comes around, we will be giving you guys in-depth previews of each game, breakdowns of each game, analyzing opponents, stats, players, trades, all the info on your Titans will be there once the season starts.
So yeah, thank you guys for joining us for our very first episode of Titans Tube, which launches right now. Right now.
No.
Right now.
So, as most of you know, if you've followed the Titans within the past 5 to 10 years, it has easily been the darkest days of the franchise. And we just want to sum this time up in a little video segment to just pay respect to the fans and the sadness that they have endured during this time. So, if you will, take this moment of silence and remember these dark days.
It was a dark time in the deep southern reaches of the northern world. Fear gripped the city. Fires rose from the depths and devoured all the light, and the Titans were consumed by the chaos. Within the last 2 years, they have won only 5 games combined, only 2 coming at home, both versus the lowly Jaguars of Jacksonville. It has been 5 years since a winning season was last seen from a coach long gone to the depths of destruction. The coach at the time was Munchak, the QB, Hasselbeck. Were it not for the Colts that year, the Titans would have made the playoffs.
Oh, and this is not your ordinary Colts team. No siree. This was the year Manning sat out to recover from neck surgery before signing with the Broncos. Anyways.
Yet the Titans still fell victim, making their last playoff appearance nigh 2 years removed from a decade ago. Munchak was fired. The team was in disarray. Could the man they called the Wiz save the franchise from the certain fires of doom? 'Twas not to be. With only 3 wins over 2 years, the Wiz was anything but his name. He was too consumed by the darkness, along with the rest of the franchise. Would they be lost in the endless fires of the NFL purgatory of irrelevancy forever? But something started to happen. The world has changed. I feel it in the water. I feel it in the earth. I smell it in the air. Much that once was is lost, for none now live who remember it.
So as you can see, it's been a rough past 5-6 years being a Titans fan. We can look forward to the future, Titans fans, I assure you, because of the Titans' most valuable commodity. John Robinson has been absolutely crushing it this offseason. He's been making moves left and right, more than I've ever seen as a Titans fan, to be honest.
John Robinson is like a man among boys. If you guys don't know who John Robinson is, then you need to get to know our new general manager. Just a brief history on John Robinson the past few years and where he came from. He has been with the Buccaneers the last few years, Tampa Bay, as the director of player personnel. Before that, though, he spent 12 seasons with the Patriots as their main college scout.
And let me interrupt you and say, this is the first time John Robinson has been a GM. This is his first general manager gig. And he's been treating it like he's been doing this for 15 years.
I mean, look at his face. This is a man of dedication. He doesn't smile.
No.
He's all business.
Absolutely.
He's serious about improving the Titans, and that's what I like to see. Anyways, just to break down, to give you some shall we say, evidence on how John Robinson has been improving this team. We're going to break down some of his offseason acquisitions and moves, starting with the offense. First of all, in case you didn't know, we have already improved our backfield immensely by getting DeMarco Murray from the Eagles, and just for swapping 4th-round picks. Now, I know most of you say that DeMarco Murray had a down year last year with the Eagles, and that's true. But anyways, I mean, DeMarco Murray is only 2 seasons removed from leading the league in rushing with over 1,800 rushing yards. So regardless of his past season with the Eagles, it's an automatic upgrade for us in the backfield. But this is only going to help out not just our pass protection for Marcus Mariota, because now there's a legitimate running threat in the backfield, but just the offense in general. I think it's a great signing and probably one of John Robinson's better moves so far in this offseason. And that was like the first one he made too.
Exactly.
So.
All we did was swap 4th-round picks. Swapped it. This is a between the tackles, run it up the middle kind of runner. That's the player that he is. And even though he had a horrible year in Philly, he still had more rushing yards than any of our running backs from last year. Sorry, Antonio Andrews, but DeMarco Murray's down year is better than you starting for us. So John Robinson, he was not done there. He was just getting started. We also signed former Dolphins receiver Rashard Matthews. I am extremely excited about this signing. I think this is a very quality signing. This guy was very effective for the Dolphins last year before he got hurt. He's been in the league for a few years, but he was hitting his stride last year. He played in 11 games, had over 600 yards receiving. If him and Mariota can just find that chemistry, I think this is going to be a very, very good signing that will pay off for us.
For sure. Another great signing here. One of our weaknesses, obviously, last year was the offensive line. Everyone knows how bad it was. We led the league in sacks allowed, I think, with 54. And we were also 25th in rushing in the league. So, just terrible offensive line stats. So what does John Robinson do? He goes out and signs the Texans' former center, Ben Jones. Solid guy. He started every game for the Texans last year.
So there's that.
John Robinson is making moves.
Very moves.
Like Mick Jagger.
Also, we'll just mention in the free agent signings from John Robinson, we also have Matt Castle now. I think it's a good signing for depth for sure. He's been in the league for several years now. He actually made the Pro Bowl one year early on, so he's seen some success. It's a good quality depth signing.
Not saying that Charlie Whitehurst wasn't a solid backup, but Matt Castle has been a starter in this league, and all he's going to do is, help out their young quarterbacks like Mariota and Mettenberger. But now onto defense. One player that sticks out right away is Rashad Johnson, a safety we picked up from the Cardinals. He is going to replace the long-tenured and former Titan Michael Griffin, who is now with the Vikings. I think Rashad Johnson is going to be a great addition to the defense and a great, solid replacement for Michael Griffin back there. He was a 2-year starter for Arizona, and during those 2 years, they allowed the least passing yards in the NFL. So regardless, I know that's not all him, but he's definitely part of that defense. He's had 5 interceptions last season and 9 over the previous 2 seasons. So he is 30 years old, but I think that's going to be nice to have another veteran presence.
Yeah. And what people are saying is that they see Rashad Johnson as like a quarterback safety, like being the quarterback of the defense. Like he sees what's going on. He understands offensive formations and recognizes plays. He's another smart player. Also, another signing that John Robinson has made that we can expect to have a lot of playing time is Bryce McCain, a cornerback from the Dolphins. I believe the idea is for us to use him in nickel packages to be our third cornerback whenever we need extra defensive backs.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be a great addition. We lost Sensabaugh this past year, even though Sensabaugh wasn't the greatest. McCain's going to be a solid player for us. Mm-hmm. He had a career best in tackles last year for the Dolphins, so he's coming off a good year, and I'm excited to see what he's got in store for us. Another great signing John Robinson made this offseason was another cornerback addition, Antoine Blake from the Steelers. Now, I know if you're a Steelers fan, you're probably not watching this YouTube channel for one, but if you are, you probably do not like Antoine Blake that much because he was kind of in the doghouse last year, got picked on a lot. But I'm here to say that this is a new year. This is a fresh start with the Titans. The guy has experience. He's just gonna, further bring some depth to our cornerbacks. He's got speed. He knows how to cover. He's played against some of the top receivers in the league, so I think it's a great addition. It's funny because Antoine Blake's best year with Pittsburgh was actually Dick LeBeau's last year. And then after LeBeau left is when his decline happened, just for a little bit.
Yeah.
But he's still coming off a career high in tackles from the last season.
Yeah.
So
also from Dick LeBeau, an influence from Dick LeBeau, I should say, signing Sean Spence from the Steelers, inside linebacker.
Sean Spence, he's a smart guy. He's from the Steelers, so he was with LeBeau when he was there, and he's kind of had a injury-plagued career so far. He actually didn't play the first 2 years of being signed to the NFL because he tore his ACL and LCL. Yeah, in a preseason game that first year. To add depth to that same position, Robinson went out and got Nate Palmer from the Packers. Now, Nate Palmer, another kind of under-the-radar signing, in my opinion. He was actually third on the Packers team last year in tackles, and they have some great linebackers. So he actually started 10 games for them. He played in all 16, so that speaks to his longevity, and he's not as injury prone, as some other linebackers. Sean Spence. But regardless, more depth at the inside linebacker position. Another great signing from Robinson.
But yeah, a quality player who can stuff the run for sure. And
Stuff it.
Way to go, Rob. John Robb, that is.
J-Rob in the house.
J.R. Robinson doing moves.
J.R. Rob.
So John Robinson, been getting us all these free agents at needy positions to help our team out. Been doing a great job. But hey, he's not done. He's just getting started. For goodness sakes.
J-Rob.
We had an entire Tunzel versus Ramsey debate set up to do a whole segment on. And John Robinson says, screw that, guys. I'm about to do this. I'm going to trade the Rams, our first overall pick, for a slew of Rams picks. It's going to take like an hour to read how many picks we got from the Rams, but I'm going to do it anyway. So in return for this blockbuster trade, the Rams are giving us their first round pick, which is 15 overall. So we're moving back 14 spots, which seems like a lot, but we also are getting 2 of their second round picks. We're also getting their third round pick this year. But John Robinson wasn't done haggling there. We are also getting the Rams' first round pick next year and also their third round pick next year.
We have 6 picks in the top 3 rounds. Like, we're going to get some crazy depth. We also have the ammo to possibly move up and grab a player we want if one falls to another position. So John Robinson, man, I don't know how he did it. I think he's got some weird segment.
I think the proper word is voodoo magic. Riveting stuff. John Robinson. Making deals. He knows what to do.
I'm excited to see what else he has in store for us in the future. Well, guys, that's going to be about it for this first episode. We just wanted to break down some of the stuff that's been happening, get you covered on some of the off-season acquisitions, and talk about the big trade that came up. In the future, we'll be taking some phone calls and some questions from What's that? We have a fan phone call right now.
It's the first episode.
It's the first time. Oh,
How is there someone calling
okay.
already?
We'll take it.
Yeah, let's go. Let's roll with it.
Okay, looks like we have Marcus from Nashville. You are on the line. How's it going, Marcus?
Hey, Marcus.
Aloha, how's it going, guys? Just want to say I'm a longtime fan of the show. Really love you dudes. You guys are awesome.
Alright,
Real
thanks, man.
quick
Yeah,
question,
appreciate
though. How do you guys think I'm going to do in my second season as a Titans quarterback? I mean, do you think I'll be able to lead us to a playoffs this year, or will I be, fall into a sophomore slump?
what?
I'll
Wait,
hang up
wait,
and
wait,
let you
Marcus.
answer, but you guys rock.
Is he going?
Hey, can we get him back?
Wait. We're talking about. Was that Marcus?
That was Marcus Mario.
Oh my gosh!
Yes! All right. Well, we got a phone call from Marcus Mario.
Wow.
None other, the savior.
Marcus, if you're still watching, I think you're going to do a fantastic job
Yes.
next year, man.
Thank you for calling in. You have given so many people hope,
many.
including us. You've
So
given
many.
our lives meaning. We wouldn't be doing this show without you.
I wouldn't.
There would be no reason. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining us for our very first episode of Titans Tube. We really appreciate you guys. and continue to stick with us because we are going to be bringing you guys Titans news all throughout the offseason and into next season.
Please feel free to subscribe to our channel. That way you never miss an episode of Titans Tube. Also, follow us on Twitter where you can stay up to date with our schedule and just all things Titans, where we'll be posting information and links daily. And as always, give this video a like, share it around, or if you have a question or comment that you'd like to for us to answer in future videos, please leave it in the comment section below. That is it for episode 1, Titans Tube, out!